Good morning. How is everybody this morning? My name is Peter, and I'm a quadriplegic. That means that I can't move my arms and my legs due to a neck injury, spine injury. They put bolts in my neck. It happened like 2 years ago, and it's been a long haul. What I wanted to do is to make a series of videos to discuss what happened to me, the wonderful doctors involved, the people around me, some tips on do's and don'ts, and hopefully help other people that have a similar situation to me. So with that said, please enjoy the video. Thanks. Okay, so some of you are probably wondering why I'm in a hospital bed. As a matter of fact, I'm at a Brooks facility recovering from an operation to rearrange some issues I was having with my stomach, and I'll get into that at a later date. But I can tell you that I'm feeling a lot better, and hopefully I can get back to doing my recovery exercises and so forth. So, at any rate, I'm a quadriplegic, as I said, although now, 2 years on, I have movement in my arms and my legs, and obviously I can talk and all of those things, which some people wish I would shut up, but that's okay. So, here's what happened. June 1st, 2019, I'm visiting with friends and family over in Riverside, Jacksonville. And, that week, or prior to that week, I was having some issues with my... Hi there.
Finished?
Yes, I am. I am absolutely finished.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. My nurse just came in. I had been having issues with numbness in my fingers, my hands, and my feet. So, and I can assure you that if you feel any of those symptoms, it may not be because you're just getting old like I thought I was with aches and pains. It may be something else. So you need to go see your doctor and figure that one out. At any rate, I'm leaving my sister-in-law's apartment. I trip over and fall flat on my face, and I can't move. I can talk, but my neck won't move, my arms won't move, I can't feel my feet, can't feel anything apart from what I'm looking at with my with the people around me. So anyway, I'm going, call 911, call 911. I'm terrified, absolutely terrified. I don't know what's happened to me, and call 911, call 911. So 911, the ambulance service, the Jacksonville Fire Department, God bless them, turned up and picked me up, put me in a gurney, and put me in the back of an ambulance. And later on I was to find out that the report they wrote about me was that I was drunk and fell down. For those of you that know me, you know that I'm originally from England, and drinking beer is in my culture. And I can assure you, back then, I weighed 230 pounds, had a big beer belly, and 3 or 4 pints of beer. Not really going to make me that drunk. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So. At any rate, we arrive at UF Health on the north side. Wonderful hospital, wonderful doctors. Thank God they were there to do the surgery on me. Initially, the first thing that happened to me is I'm admitted to the hospital and rushed into the MRI machine, where they obviously take a series of pictures of me. And then at that point, they rushed me up to the operating room, where I guess they put me under and did whatever they needed to do to keep me alive. And at that point, the doctors told my wife that it was 50-50. I could have died. So I didn't find that out until much later on because nobody wanted to tell me that. But so the next thing I know is I'm awake. I'm lying in a hospital room. I've got all kinds of tubes in me. I'm telling you, I was like, what the is going on here? My arms were actually tied down to the side of the bed. I had a feeding tube in my belly. I had IVs coming in and out of my arms. And I had what they call a trach in my throat, which was allowing me to breathe. I had an experimental device that would look like a big camera battery that sat next to me, and then wires going into my belly. And apparently what that was doing was firing electrical pulses to keep my diaphragm moving in my body, and also I was on a breathing machine, and they were giving me medicine intravenously because obviously I couldn't drink or eat, and I couldn't take anything by mouth, and also I couldn't talk because of this trach that was in my throat here. So it was pretty terrifying. I was on a lot of different drugs. I'm not quite sure what they were, but some of them were very hallucinogenic. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and looking at the tiles in the ceiling, you know, the ceiling tiles that they have in hospitals. And those were moving, little crabs, you know, moving across the room. And I was kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is happening to me? The biggest thing at that point was being in a lot of pain, not being able to move my arms and my legs because they had them strapped down pretty much, in an effort for me not to be able to hurt something or pull something out. And so that was terrible. I remember dreaming that I actually got free, you know, and I felt like, oh man, I got free, I'm out of here. Unfortunately, that was just a dream. I woke up and I was still tied down. So anyway, let me excuse me. Let me stop right now and then continue this video a little later on. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. I'm now out of my hospital bed and sitting in what is the Porsche of motorized chairs. It's cost somebody $30,000, which is more expensive than most cars that I've owned. So at any rate, it's pretty much a godsend to have it. So continuing on with my story at UF Health, you know, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how long I was there. My wife could tell you. And also, I think my wife and my daughter set up a Facebook page about me that I never actually saw and have not seen to this date. I think they're hiding some stuff from me, but that's okay. So at any rate, there I am in the hospital with all of this stuff in me, and very painful actually. And I remember one nurse saying to me one night when I was just in so much pain, she said to me, imagine that Jesus is lying next to you and have him take the pain away from you. And I did that, and it worked, and it was amazing. That nurse was also an incredible singer. She sounded just like Beyonce. She'd come in and clean me up and sing Beyonce songs to me. And you know what? Maybe she wasn't so good, but I thought she was. So those were some interesting experiences that I had. Eventually, while I was still at UF, I did get some movement back in my feet and my arms. And at that point, because I had a trach in my throat, there was a lot of phlegm inside my throat. that had to be sucked up or coughed up. And you have to remember that I couldn't cough very well because I couldn't talk because of the trach. And so what I would have to do is take this pipe, suction pipe that was attached to my arm, and stick it down my throat and see if I could suck that out. If I couldn't do that, then a lot of it used to get stuck on the trach right here, and they would have a machine. They would pull the Band-Aid down. Bear in mind, I couldn't see this, and they would suck it out with the machine, and that was just the worst. Remembering now that I wasn't allowed to drink, I wasn't allowed to eat. I was thirsty all the time. And I have to tell you, there were times when I was ready to kill people because people would walk in to see me and they'd have like a huge cold slushy in their hands, and I'd be screaming at myself, "Get that fucking thing out of here. What are you, crazy? I haven't had a drink in 3 days," They didn't know. They did afterwards when I started talking, and they were like, "Oh God, we had no idea." I also had some visitors that came in to see me. Visitors from some of my favorite business people, a business group that I belong to. Some of those people came to see me, which was amazing. I had a friend of mine that I've known for almost 40 years get on an airplane from the UK and fly out to see me. And I also had some interesting experiences with doctors and nurses, which I covered the one nurse. There was an IT guy that came in with an iPad on a stand. And the idea was that they set it up so that the iPad would recognize my eye movement, and my eye movement would then be able to go to a spot on the iPad that said yes or no or I'm in pain, those kind of things. And it was a pretty cool idea. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work for me, and I told the guy later when I could talk, the reason that I pushed it away from me is he didn't realize that I needed bifocals to see the damn thing, and they could never get it far enough away or close enough for me to be able to make eye contact with the words. So he's like, "Oh, geez, I never thought about that." So I guess they went back to the drawing board and said, "Oh, by the way, look at this iPad. Do you wear bifocals?" So, but anyway, that was kind of a funny part of my stay in UF. I have to tell you that the UF trauma department has some of the finest people, the kindest people, the smartest people, the best doctors, the best stuff. Even the cleaning lady was brilliant. These people really, really, really know what they're doing, and I'm thankful for them forever. So, that being said, my next trip was out of UF and to the Big Brooks Hospital, which is right there on University and Beach. And I was on the 4th floor, which is the spinal cord injury floor. And in the next video, I will explain to you what happened there and how well I got on with those people. So, thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.